This is NDZ post freelance workshop, and the topic for this class is how to write cold emails that get replied. Because cold emails is one of the best ways to get hired online. I mean, if you're a newbie and you're looking to get a breakthrough on getting your first gig, cold email is usually the most reliable way to go if you're not going to be working on those freelancing platforms like Fiverr and Upwork and the likes. So I want to welcome you all to the class because if you've been part of NDZ, this is a thing for us. We love to approach learning as though we are in a classroom. So I'm going to try my best to make it as friendly as possible. So if you are able to take notes, that's also good, so that you can refer back to what you've learned. So the big question now is why your cold emails don't work. If you've been writing cold emails in the past and you don't get replies, or you've just been hearing about cold emails and you don't know what exactly it's about, so let's just quickly go in on what cold emails are all about for those that are new to cold emails. And if you've been writing cold emails, let's try to diagnose why your cold emails don't work. So wait for it. I mean, wait for it. What is the primary reasons why people's cold emails don't convert? And the primary reason, I'm still waiting for it, is what? Is what? ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is the primary killer, is the primary reasons why a lot of you write emails that don't convert, because we've left the burden of creative writing to ChatGPT. So let's quickly have like a quick workshop here. So I want us to go over this text. Oh, I just canceled that. 1 second. All right, so I want us to try to engage on this stuff. So let me know in the comments. There are two different emails or two different sentences from an email. The first one says, I came across your profile on X and was impressed by your impressive track record in driving innovation in Y. The second sentence says, I noticed you are one of the top leaders in X space. I'm currently building a portfolio and I'd like to hear your thoughts on Y topic. Which one do you think sounds human? A or B? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. So when you look at these two emails, you see that the first one, is a generic email that you see online. You know, this is exactly what you find when you're asking ChatGPT for cold email templates. And the second one is more about this person has done their research. They've checked this person out and they are sending a personalized email. That's why you say, okay, I noticed you're one of the top leaders in X space. I'm currently building a portfolio and I'd like to hear your thoughts. That naturally lets that person see that, okay, you are personal and you are looking to hear what you think about a particular topic. So this could be a connection request you send on LinkedIn. This could be a sentence in an email you send to a prospect. Now let's try another one. The first one says, we built a large digital archive that uses AI to help small teams reduce time to research their competitors. Would you like to learn more on how we scale a business like yours? The second one says, our cutting-edge solution leverages AI-powered technology to streamline your workflow and boost efficiency by up to 300%. Which one among these two sentences sounds human? Okay. Colin says A. Oyin said A. Doro said A. Fijiro said A. Temitope said B. Okay. Maimuna said A. All right, let's quickly find out. The correct one is A. And it's because, the person, number one, tried not to use technical jargons. You can see, instead of saying cutting edge, the first question is, what are you cutting? I mean, this is like the most commonly used big English. And when you check the average website, we are a cutting edge, empowering the future of innovation, blah blah blah. So the best way to show that your writing is not AI is to write like a human being. So I wouldn't say you should stop using big words. There are situations where you would want to demonstrate technical proficiency in your writing. But when you are reaching out to a human being, you want to, because ChatGPT doesn't like wasting words. And that's why you see that when you send your text to ChatGPT, it's going to condense it to something that sounds very robotic. So you want to be more expressive as a human. Something that would naturally take multiple sentences, ChatGPT will cut it down into just one sentence. So this one said, we built a large digital archive that uses AI to help small teams reduce time to research their competitors. So the question, that's a CTA, would you like to learn more on how we help a business like yours? Okay, let's take a last one. And this one is very quick. A said, I'm reaching out to see how we can collaborate. The second one, I'm reaching out to explore potential synergies between our organizations that could drive mutual growth. Which one do you think sounds human? Yeah, it's a bit funny. I mean, just to say one thing. I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, so as you can see, it is pretty straightforward. I mean, when you look at it, it's pretty straightforward. So the correct answer is I'm reaching out to see how we can collaborate. Instead of having to, say something like I'm reaching out to explore potential synergies between our organization that would drive mutual growth. In fact, before the person finished the sentence, they're already fed up. I mean, they're already burnt out. So you want to try as much as possible to sound human. So let's move on. So now to the second reason why your cold emails don't work. We already talked about the fact that a lot of people use ChatGPT, and ChatGPT could be, robotic, since that's exactly why it was created. So we at some point need to inject our human creativity. So I want to beg of you, and I'm begging of you again. I mean, stop using templates. I mean, I know a lot of you have been given templates. Okay, this is the template I am meant to use. Go on Upwork and send it to your clients, tweak a few things, and you're good to go. But what you don't know, because I've seen this firsthand, we've worked with a lot of talents, and when they're applying for job, or when they are reaching out to you in the DM on LinkedIn, you can see that they are all using the same templates given to them by their academy. Now imagine having to see over 1,000 people using the same kind of sentences, and you don't want to do that. So this is how you appear online when you use templates. This is how people see you. This is how I see talents when they use templates. They are all Spider-Man. Everybody's pointing to each other. When they say, I am so interested in what your company is doing. I think I can help in this way or this other. Are you able to chat for a quick call? Imagine 1,000 people telling me, am I able to chat for a quick call? I mean, where do I start? So this is how you appear online when you use a template especially from an influencer. When an influencer gives you a template, just automatically knows that that template is useless because 1,000 people like you also want to use that template. And to your clients, this is how you look. This is how you appear to your clients when you use templates. All your clients can just see is just this person is just a clown. I mean, what are you doing in my DM? You understand? So you want to stand out. You don't want to be a clown to your clients, to your prospects. So how do you not be a clown? So the first thing I want you to do now, I want you to press delete all the ideas you had about cold emails. I want you to press delete. So let's press delete. I don't want to press delete now so that I don't delete what I'm using as a slide. So I meant that metaphorically. So every good cold email covers a couple of things. The first one is a good cold email is relevant. That is, you don't want to sell umbrella on a sunny day. Imagine everywhere is very sunny. I mean, there's heat everywhere. And then that's when you now thought about, okay, maybe I could come up with a business idea. For example, in Nigeria here, where the weather is a bit hot, and then you thought, okay, maybe people want umbrella to be able to give them shade. But realistically, the pain is not strong enough that people will want to buy an umbrella. So that's why you don't sell umbrellas on sunny days. So when you see stuff like, sell me this pen, this is something that is used in the sales world, where they will give you a random object and say, sell me this thing. Those things are more performative than effective. Because when somebody tells you to sell you this pen, in the real world, imagine somebody looking for somebody to help them build their social media growth. And then because somebody has confused you that you can sell anything to anyone, and then you went to that person and they're selling something that they don't need, it's not as practical as people think. So you want to sell what your client needs. Don't try to be a sales genius. So every good cold email is relevant. Like I said, every good cold email has value. So if your cold email, doesn't contain something that can be valuable to your client, it's obviously a waste of time. So you want to be a diamond in the rough. You want to be able to identify something that is important to that client. And so when you're reaching out, your email can be concrete. You can be sure that you've played your part. Every good cold email shows proof of work. You don't want to be a talker. You want to back up your claims. As a beginner, you can still have a proof of work. You can create something. This could be, a free work that you did for your friend. It could be. That's why you want to generate something out of thin air. You don't want to approach someone and say, I'm a beginner, but I would like to just, play around with your company and just see how it goes. Let's hope I don't blow stuff. You understand? You don't want to approach any business in that way. So you want to tap into your circle of friends, at least people that can allow you to experiment with their businesses. And if the business boy, you say, I don't know, I've tried my best. I just told you I should help you design your website. I didn't say it was going to be beautiful. You understand? So you want to experiment with your friends. Try to use your circle of people that you have to build a portfolio as a beginner, so that when you are reaching out to clients or prospects, you want to have a proof of work. Now, every good cold email has a CTA. A lot of people send out cold emails without something to make the client want to reply, because you need that reply. That reply is the signal that you need to know whether to continue sending follow-ups or to stop. So if you don't have a CTA in your cold email, there is no way you can measure whether your emails are working or not. And when I say cold email in this situation, it's not just sending email to an email. You also send cold emails on LinkedIn. Are you following? All right, so now that we've tackled what a good cold email is all about, the big question now is, do you know how to write? I know you might say, I know how to write, Are you sure? Do you know how to write? If I told you to to write something, let's say 200 words in 15 minutes that can convince me to buy your service. Can you do that without using ChatGPT and with flawless grammar, without errors? Can you do that? If your answer is yes, congrats. If it is no, then I have something for you, and that's a book that you have to read. It is called The Elements of Style by William Strong. This is more or less like the Bible of writing for me. I've recommended this over and over again to people because, number one, I know people don't like reading bulky stuff. They hardly finish. This book is less than 100 pages. You can finish this book in 2 days if you are serious. In a day, in fact, you are very passionate. So it's going to teach you how to write with less fluff. That's one of those words that ChatGPT will be using. Fluff, no noise, all those kind of like ChatGPT kind of words. So this is a book I would, recommend to anyone to read to be more proficient in writing. So that's to help you, fill that space. So if you can't write clearly, you can't sell clearly. That's the problem with not knowing how to write. So this book hopefully fixes that. All right, so now to cold email writing. This is like the art of the workshop. So let's quickly go over some examples that I have on the forum. So by the way, if you're not on NZZ forum, you want to create an account and be on our forum, you are able to ask questions. You're not asked to buy anything on the forum. It's just a community for you to connect with other learners like you. So feel free to go on the forum, sign up, look at the resources we have. We have over 200 resources that have been posted on the forum in the past year. So just feel free to go there and sign up. All right, moving on. So the cold email formula that actually gets replies. Now, one thing I don't want you to do, like I said, I don't want you to follow a template. I don't want you to maybe find a template online and swap it. But I want you to have a formula in mind. And the formula is to have a trigger, which could be the headline. It could be the first sentence in a LinkedIn connection. It could be the first sentence in your Upwork proposal. But you want to have a trigger. You want to have something that will make the person want to read on. And a trigger doesn't have to be a sentence. It can be multiple sentences. You understand? Then you want to back with proof of work that shows that this is the reason why you should listen to me. And then you want to follow with your offer or an idea, something you want to offer to the client. And then lastly, you want to have a CTA. So if you are reaching out to someone, the trigger could be, why are you reaching out right now? It could be that, do you know the Black Friday is coming up right now, and I think your Shopify site could use some extra plugins. If you don't know how, I can create one without you having to pay extra money on Shopify plugins. It could be something that is timely. It could be something that is genuine. It could be that, okay, I checked your site and I see that your logo on mobile is too large and it's definitely giving bad UX experience. That could be a genuine trigger. So it could be that they just want a product. It could be that they hire someone new. It could be that they won an award. It could be that they posted about a specific problem. So it could be the CEO of that company on LinkedIn talking about something that is their core problem. So this shows that you are paying attention and not just mass emailing. No matter how fake it sounds, it is still personal. That's one thing you should understand, and that's where numbers game comes in. Not everyone you're going to send email will care. So you want to actually have a number game in mind as you are doing this. But you want to make sure that every single person you are reaching out to, are important and they are relevant. So your proof of work, can you back up what you are saying? Specific result with number, link to actual work, screenshot or case study. This is what I encourage people to do. So all these things are not hard. If you are able to just put in the work, you can create a case study in less than 2 hours. It's that simple. You can use Canva to create a case study. You can create a case study every single day for every industry if you want. You know, your clients will not necessarily go and verify those numbers, but you want to make sure it is genuine to you in a way. So your offer and idea, what specific value are you bringing? So you want to go through this content. Because we don't have much time, it's just an hour, and I want to take your questions. So the real examples by industry, you can see reaching out to a marketing agency. For the subject line, I wrote to be defined because I want us to also go over subject lines. So A, the name. I saw the agency name, just signed so something. You know, that's a trigger. Congrats. So I designed, this is your proof of work. I'm thinking this is your offer. Do you want me to send over the mock-up? It takes just 2 minutes to review. You can see you're not asking the person to hop on a call. You want the CTA to be something that is not, that the burden of doing that thing is not on the client. It's going to be on you. So that way it's going to be very easy for the client to just say, okay, yeah, no problem, because they have nothing to lose. So asking for your clients to hop on a call with you is not the best first way to go. The first thing you want to ask for is something simple that is going to be, that the burden of getting that thing done rests on you. So you ask that, want to send over the mock-up, and then you do that. For an e-commerce talk, congrats on the product launch. I saw that you hit a specific number. I just blah 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 blah. They went from this to this in 6 weeks. Here's a case study. You can see you added a link to the case study. Now, there is always like, okay, don't add a link in your email and all like that. If you are sending a personal email, there is nothing wrong with you adding a link in your first email. That's why you don't want to spam people and all, so that Gmail does not spam your stuff. And also the link should be a reputable platform. It should be to like Canva. It should not be to one random site that Google doesn't know about that will look like spam. So if you are linking to relevant platform like, let's say, Figma or Canva and all, Google recognizes those platforms, and it's very hard for you to put any fishy link in those platforms. So you can see the call to action is, want to see it, I can send the Figma link. This is the burden of action rests on you. All the client needs to do is just, yeah, cool, send it. Oh, let me see it. Yeah, I'd love to see it. That's it. You don't have to be planning their head. Oh, okay, when can I meet this person? Unless you are selling something that is very, very critical, let's say a very high ticket offer, then you can be asking for a meeting. But if it is just to get somebody to employ you or to hire you, you want to put a foot first. You don't want to ask them for something because they don't know you from anywhere. The same thing for a consultant. The CTA, I can send over the mock-up if you want to see what I'm talking about. So the same thing for a construction local service business. Want me to send the design? No obligation. No obligation means that they don't have to feel like they need to pay you or anything like that. You understand? So having a good subject line and a good CTA, can help you drive the best results for your cold email. Now let's go back to our slides. So as you're sending out cold emails, you also want to keep a couple of things in mind. You want to be a scientist in your research and also in your management. Now, for research, you want to do something I call like a 5-minute research for every client. So you go on their websites, you check their company summary, you find out what the pain point is. The pain points could be, okay, you check the site and it doesn't look like, it's fast enough, or maybe the UX is not good, or you think it could be better, or you just feel like this thing. I'm just talking from an angle of a UI designer. You could be a virtual assistant, you could be a social media manager. Possibly you check their Instagram and you feel like this could be worked better. You understand? So, and also in recent events, look at the founder of the company. What is their current activities on LinkedIn? You can also check the company's LinkedIn profile to see what's going on with the company. So that's going to inform your headline. Now, I don't want to give you guys headline templates because a lot of you are just going to be using it. So I want you to come up with something unique, something simple, but that relates to the company's pain point. The next one is numbers game. Outreach is basically mathematics. 50 quality emails, 10 replies, 3 calls, and 1 client. 50 quality emails here means that, okay, you've been able to spend like 5 to 10 minutes on each client. That's 10 times 50. That's like 500 minutes. That should be about 4 hours plus in total. I mean, that's something you could do in a day, but it's not practical, But you also want to, space it out, just not to hurt your email. You want to maybe send like 10 quality emails every day, so that in a week you are sending 50 quality emails, Mondays to Fridays. So outreach is numbers game. So long you tick all the boxes, then you want to focus on the numbers game. All right, so cold email tools. Now, I am not really a fan of automation. I mean, having to set up ontar.io. I mean, okay, ontar.io is just a code extracting tool. Having to set up a lot of like multiple steps and all like that. These are for big agencies. These are for big companies. You are just a solo professional. You only need just 1 or 2 clients in a month to help you fulfill your financial goals. If you're able to get $3,000 worth of job in a month, that could probably be all you need without having to get a full-time job. So you don't want to approach cold email like you've been taught on all these YouTube channels where they will tell you to download this one particular app to script emails. That's not the way it works. Now, one thing I tell people is you are going to start cold emailing. If you do it right, you're only going to do it for the first 3 months of your career, and for the next 2 years, you might not have to cold email anymore, because the clients you have will refer you to more clients, and then you build your career from there. So cold email is a starting point. It's not something you want to see as a constant source of, because that means you're not growing as a talent. You only want to use this to kickstart your career. So that's why you want to go all in. Give it your best. It definitely works. It only takes one person to take a chance on you, and then you grow your business from there, or your career from there. So MailTrack is an extension on Google that you can check out. So MailTrack. So you want to install MailTrack on your Gmail. So it's they used to be called one thing before, because I've been using them for years now. But they've changed their name to MailSuite. Or you want to install this on your email, and for every time you send an email to a client, you can be able to track whether they've opened the email or not. So this is how you track your email. When you install the MailTrack, when the email is delivered, it's going to show just one tick when it's delivered. I don't want to open my email because I have a lot of private stuff there. But when it is opened by the person, then it shows 2 ticks. That's to tell you that, okay, the person has opened the email. So there are now 3 things I want you to keep in mind that a lot of people don't pay attention to when they are sending cold emails. They just assume that, oh, my copy is not working or something. This is just 3 things to watch out for. Now, if you send an email and your clients never opened it, maybe you send out like 50 emails in a week, and not even 5 of them opened it, then that means that your subject lines are weak. So you want to work on your subject line. So that's why there is a lot to talk about, because we can still talk about experimenting on subject lines, A/B testing on subject lines, but you don't need all those complex, setup. If all you just need is just one or two clients to respond and to work with you. So if they never open the email, then the culprit is the subject line. Then you want to work on your email subject line. The second one, if they opened but they didn't reply, then that means you need to work on the body of the email. Then that means the body of the email, is not strong enough. So some people, their email is not getting opened, and then they'll go and be working on the body of the email. You don't need that, because since they've not opened the email and they've not seen the content, you can't know whether what you sent works or not. So you need to first of all confirm that your subject line is good enough, and then you can now decide to now work on the body. So that's second step. The third one is they replied to your email, and then they said, "Oh, sorry, I'm not interested." Then that's to tell you that, okay, the subject line is working, the body got them to reply to my message, so I need to keep sending emails until somebody is interested. That's basically how you go about it. So you double down until somebody said they are interested. So, but if you keep getting that, okay, not interested, then that means your offer is not good enough. That means you need to work on your offer. Maybe instead of offering to send them a Figma file, you could say, okay, I'm going to send a video audit of your business, or a video audit of your website. You could test out different, offers. So you want to have a weekly routine around sending emails every week. So you want to have like a certain open rate. That is why the mail track, that I mentioned, the free version is only going to allow you to see the emails that you sent, that if it has been opened or not. But if you are sending the same email to, let's say, multiple people, it's going to tell you that, okay, your email has been opened multiple times, but it's not going to tell you who exactly has opened it multiple times. So, and besides that, you don't really have a lot to use on the free version. But if you can afford it, you can definitely splurge about $7 every month on this tool. That's about 12,000 naira. If you feel like you want to go all in for like 3 months, just to get your, and something that, it's a good investment to pay for, so that you can be able to track everything going on and all. But now, one thing you should keep in mind as you are sending out emails, let's go back to our slide, is GDPR and ethics. Now, there are some countries that don't like spam. There are some European countries, especially Europe, they frown against sending unsolicited emails. But for the most part, most businesses have corporate emails. So stay away from personal addresses. Don't send emails to somebody's at gmail.com. That's spam, because you don't want to send a business to somebody's personal email. So always try to find their corporate emails. So if the person is a relaxed person, let's say on Twitter or something, you can reach out to them on Twitter. That's a much more, laid back way to reach out to someone without having to find their personal email. I don't think it's cool. No matter how much you want to get hired, you can talk to them on Twitter, reach out to them on Twitter. You can reach out to them on Instagram. You can reach out to them on Facebook DM, but don't spam them via their personal Gmail. So stick with corporate, publicly available email. Now, don't overdo following up. I have just one rule: you follow up twice, and that's it. If you followed up twice with a client and they did not reply, then just give up and move on to the next prospect. So when you send an email, you send a follow-up 2 days later. Now, the beauty of mail track is mail track will remind you 2 days later that this person has not replied. Do you want to follow up? That's one of the beauty of the mail track. So after 2 days of them not replying, then you want to send a follow-up message. So you can have a follow-up template that you are going to be using to just tell them that, okay, I know you are busy. I'm just trying to bump up my requests. Like, do you want me to send this Figma file or something like that? You understand? So send a follow-up 2 days later. Then if you did not get a reply, then wait for another 5 days after sending the last one. That 5 days after the second email. So that makes it 7 days in total. So you want to follow up just twice and call it an effort. So initially I told you to press delete. Now I want you to press delete again. I want you to forget everything I've told you regarding cold emails. I want you to press delete. Press it hard. Do you know why? Because cold email is annoying. Nobody wants to be disturbed. Nobody wants to get random, unsolicited emails. So the best thing I would recommend to anyone, instead of being a clown in people's inboxes, trying to just force them to buy, come and buy what I'm selling. Please come and buy what I'm selling. I understand, as a beginner, you want to get somebody to patronize and to get to believe in you, make the first move. But here's what to do instead. You want to build relationships with people. You want to join communities. You want to warm up clients months before. That's why you have LinkedIn. That is why you have NDZ. You want to connect with people. You also want to create helpful content. Increase your footprint on the internet. Create content related to your work on Twitter, Instagram, on LinkedIn. Most importantly, LinkedIn. If you're a private person and you don't want your family and friends to see what you are doing, stick with LinkedIn. LinkedIn works. LinkedIn is way more than enough for you to get the client and whatever you want to do. So as you do all this, then your clients are going to see you as a hero and not a clown. So with that said, I'm just 2 minutes ahead of schedule. So I'm ready to now take your questions. So let me know whether you have any questions for the next 20 minutes on what I've been said so far. And if you have anything maybe slightly unrelated, let me know in the comments. By the way, you can go on ndz.ng to see the stuff that was sent there. So let me know if you have any questions. Okay, let me see Erewumi. Okay, you would like to talk instead, okay? Oyin, please unmute, okay?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. So my question is, as a beginner or entry level into UI UX and the aspect of reaching out to clients. Yes. So if you are let's say for example you want to reach out to a client in a particular niche, or let me say, okay, first of all, is it advisable to specify in a particular niche before reaching out to clients, so they see a whole different works that has been done in that particular niche, or you can just be versatile when you are working on projects. And so when it's time for okay, when it's time, let's say for example you worked on projects that has to do with technology and all of that, and you're reaching out to clients in the healthcare line, how do you advise one to go about it if you've not done any projects that is related to like healthcare?
Yeah, that's a good question. Um, we've tried hiring a UI designer at the company, and I was particular about looking for UI designers that had something related to what we are looking for in their portfolio for some reason. So I feel like if clients are actively looking for a designer, there are some things they look out for. So the specificity that you're talking about is the burden of the client, not your own burden. Because for you to find people that will be interested in that particular niche of design is going to reduce the pool of people that you can reach out to, and you don't want that. And how do you even know whether somebody is interested in edtech design? Because before you would know they're interested, they would have created that particular app. So it's like a chicken and the egg where the thing is going to exist before you can even reach out to them. So you don't want to do that. So you want to spread your net as wide as possible. But if you're opportune to find clients that are interested in your particular portfolio, then it's a win-win situation for you. But you don't want to niche early. As you're starting out, you don't want to niche too early because you want to spread your net as wide as possible to capture as many. What matters more is your case study, is your problem-solving approach, your UX research, how you've been able to find out what should be included in your UI, and your presentation on it on Behance or Dribble. Those are more important than what niche it is. So don't just listen to that. Focus on a niche because of a niche. You're a professional. You are not a business owner. If you own an agency, then you could be talking about, okay, the number of businesses that do this, they are over 100 million in the world. You know, so the sky is big enough in that situation. But for you as a professional, the pool is too small. So you need to spread your net as wide as possible. So reach out to anyone, tell them you can do anything. Don't be particular about what's in your portfolio. That's what the way it works.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Any other question? Yeah, that's a very good question, Calvin. Yes, cold email is not just about getting attention of a client. It could be because you're looking for partners. It could be because you're looking to get funded. It could be because you're looking for grants. It could be because you're looking for investment from a VC. You understand? So, but the cold email we talked about today is more about selling. It's more about selling your services as a professional. But if you can use cold email in any form, I mean, and that's one thing that a whole lot of people don't know about how to reach people. When you see somebody like Elon Musk, you be like, oh, Elon Musk, there is a couple of million people reaching out to him every day, trying to get his attention. Well, that's not the case. Because in fact, these people are less busy than you think because a lot of their attention is on more important stuff. So if you're able to get their personal email and you are persistent enough, you will see that a lot of them are more free than you think. And then you get somebody like Elon Musk responding back to your email. Is that crazy? So, feel free to reach out to just anyone. It could be Mr. Tadela himself. It could be Mr. Whoever it is in this country, they all have a way to, you can reach them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, all about selling your skills. It could be that you're a musician and then you're looking to reach out to Don Jazzy. You could find out something Don Jazzy has been complaining about on Twitter and then offer a solution to that just to get his attention. That's why you see somebody in Nigeria, getting to meet Jay-Z or getting to meet Kanye just because of one simple, email or one simple DM, and they got to meet, and that's the beginning of a very big career. You understand? So We send cold emails every day. I mean, at the company side, and we get responses. I mean, we send emails to people. We get up on meetings and all. So it's something we do on a daily basis. And it is not always about them wanting to buy from us. We find partners and all. Yes, so I hope that answered your questions. Moses, yes, we are going to upload this video on YouTube, hopefully. I hope the quality is good enough. So it's good enough. We're going to upload it on YouTube. So do you guys have any other question? We have 10 minutes to go. Any other question? All right, so go on NDZ to create an account. Now NDZ stands for Nation Development Zone. That is what NDZ is all about. Nation Development Zone, and that is we are looking to develop the country in our own way. We want to contribute positively to the society, at least Nigerians. We want to increase our human capital, and in addition to that, the name also stands for No Distraction Zone. Because if you want to leave, let's say you want to leave Twitter, you want to leave Instagram, where do you go to? Where? I mean, you probably have to be using your WhatsApp. But there's some situation where you just don't want to be online in any way. Or you want to be on a platform that is still online, or you can get to meet people that think like you. And that's why we created NDZ. Somewhere, you can zone in and lock in to, becoming the best version of yourself. And that's why we want NDZ to be known by more Nigerians, by more students, by more passionate individuals, so that they can get to join in this collaborative efforts, to upskill more Nigerians, to upskill. If you go on NDZ, you can see we've been trying our best to update resources week in, week out. We have a newsletter called NDZ Letters, or you please send the link to the letters in the chat so that they can all join. So we also have a weekly letters that we send out. The letter is very long. I mean, it has a lot of screenshots of some of the biggest influencers like Omar Laja and the rest, where they they share their thoughts, and then we compile them, we aggregate them for you to digest every week. So we have a lot of things coming up for NDZ. So stay tuned. Join our update channel on WhatsApp. Uh, join the forum. That's more important. Also, our YouTube channel, because I'm going to be personally creating tutorials on a wide variety of skills, from copywriting to UI design to WordPress development, data analysis to software development, to Shopify development. A lot of things because a lot of skills that I've been able to learn over the years, and I'm continuously monetizing in one way or the other. So I also want to put something out there. Also, you guys, if you build your career to a certain stage, you can also give back to the community by creating tutorials on NDZ channel. Send in your tutorials, we'll upload it, as a form of contributing to the movement. So that's all we have for you today. Hopefully next month we can have another event that would help us go deeper on these ideas on freelancing, because there's just a lot on freelancing to keep in mind. So with that said, yeah, I have nothing much to add. So if you have any question for the next 5-6 minutes, so bring it on so that we can wrap this up. Yeah, thank you, Kelvin. Yeah, we're just trying our own best. So yeah, let me see.
Okay, sorry. This should not sound like okay. There's this stuff they used to say. Teach somebody how to fish, then you want the person to teach like a particular how to fish. So okay, my question is you made mention of reaching out to people, like sending out cold emails. Yes. How do you get a potential list of potential clients to send cold email to. When you have like when you're just new into the system, you have no idea who is actually going to be in need of your services. Like all these, let's say for example, aside all these agencies that like outsource clients out there, how do you like get to know, okay, this particular founder is building something or has intention of building something? I don't know if you get my question.
Yeah. So there is this thing about um, being nice, and people always want to like return favors. So that's why I said the cold email is marketed by a lot of gurus online and all, but it is not the best way to get clients. It's just a brute forcing way. Like it's just a way for you to brute force the system. Oh, I'm not getting clients, but I want to get it by all means. That is when you use cold email. You understand? We are not trying to teach you how to find those emails because there are a lot of bad practices, and we don't want to encourage you know people having to find emails in by hook or crook or something. You can definitely go on people's website, find their founder, and then test out different combination of the name to figure out which one it is. And there are a lot of email testing tools out there. But what I would say is be part of communities, be on LinkedIn, create content, write something about what you are learning, write something about what you've learned, write something about an event you joined. Then you start seeing people also joining. Also, follow a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of founders that are building companies that you would like to work in. So find their emails, reach out to them. That's how you start. You don't just go on Google and start looking for random so. That's not the way it works. A lot of people will tell you to go on Google and be looking for something. Just waste your time and you will not grow. The best way to go about it is to be, in that atmosphere, in that community kind of like, sense where you can identify people that are doing something nice and then you go and meet them. So it could be white people, it could be Europeans, it could be Black Americans, it could be whatever on LinkedIn, or it could be any of these Slack communities. Join them, see who is doing something, see what they are doing. Then find their name, search them on Google, look at their company, find their email. So that will give you a plausible reason to reach out to them. Oh, I've been in this particular community and I've been seeing what you've been doing. I would love to work with you. I love this, blah blah blah. That's it. That's what cold email is all about. It's not about just going on Google and be looking for some random companies that don't care about you, that don't know you from Adam. So you want to be in that environment. That's how you start. Be on LinkedIn, look at those founders, follow them, follow like maybe 10 people daily so that you can be seeing their content. So when you see their content, interact with it. They get to see you, comment on their stuff, comment genuinely. Don't be a robot. Because that's also one thing that a lot of people do on LinkedIn. Amazing. Thanks for your insights. Insightful. Don't do that. Don't be a robot. Be a human being. If something does not require you to comment, don't comment. If it's just a simple like, just like it and that's it. You don't have to go all out of your way to write some epistle that nobody sends. So just be a normal human being. Watch out for people's posts, like it, reach out to them in the DM, their connection, ask to connect to them. Oh, I like your post on this and this. These are my thoughts. I'd like to connect with you. And then they accept the connection. Then you wait maybe for like a week. Reach out to them and say, oh, I have some ideas on how I think your company can do this and this. Do you mind me sending you a file for you to just look over? They don't reply. 2 days later, send another email or a message on LinkedIn. 5 days later, send another message and then wait. If it's on LinkedIn, you can wait it maybe for like 2 months or 3 months. They don't reply. Then start the same process over again. At some point, the person will reply, and then you might probably get your first gig from there. That's just the way it works. So that's the entire thing about finding those emails and the likes. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Does.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to the end of the workshop. I know it's a very short one, and there's a lot to still talk about. But that's why I want you guys to engage on the forum ask question on the forum. I check the forum every day. You know, if you are learning something, maybe you're not good enough yet, create a roadmap. Let me show you, on the forum quickly. You can go to the forum and then go to commits. You can under commits, you can see roadmaps. So you can create a diary, start a discussion, write the title. Okay, I'm learning data engineering. And then you talk about what you are learning, and then you post it. Then, every week you update your diary, you update it just for people to just see that, okay, this person is learning something. So that in a way gives you some form of accountability, because other people are watching. I personally will contribute, other people too will contribute. So this is how we want to, like, get people to be more accountable to their learning journey and to learn stuff the right way. So yeah, you can go ahead on the forum and do that. And yeah, that's all we have. So thank you so much, guys, for joining today. Watch out for our events on NDZ events. I don't know. We maybe we'll put the events link on the forum, so you guys can watch out for our events. So every month we'll be having events like this. This is like the first one. We know our next events will be inviting experts to come and share their knowledge, their insights on various topics regarding freelancing, entrepreneurship, funding, building your own startup, a lot of things, even down to trade skills, because I feel like there's a gap in Africans learning, skills like welding, solar installation, all these kinds of skills that are making people hundreds of thousands of dollars abroad. And there are a lot of Nigerians and Africans that are going abroad by just having these trade skills. So we want to open more Nigerians, their mind to a lot of these skills that can actually, that they can actually make a good career out of. All right, so that brings us to the end of the call. So we'll talk again next month. Bye, guys.